Namaskar, good morning, almost afternoon now. So I'm back here again, and I'll talk about creative learning in kids again today. So if you have missed watching my video for the last time, you can go back on the UAE Health Hub and on the Beetle and Goliath page, and you can check it out. Creative learning, as you know, is not just making them learn something. Yes, I remember we talked about structured learning the other day, and apart from that, there are a lot of things which make your child become a socially whole person. And there have been stances which I have come across raising my son, and I even wrote a blog about it. And therefore, I thought, why not discuss it with all of you guys over here? Because, see, in COVID-19, this thing has happened that we all were forced to shut ourselves inside, and it has not only taught us a lot of things, but in fact, from the side of our children, we have understood that our children are not the ones who are pestering us to go out all the time. It's us who want a release. And then we take solace in saying that our child feels suffocated in home and he wants to go out. But in these 3 months, I would say that my son actually never demanded that he wanted to go out, because the best thing possible for him was having both of us at home at the same time, for him to play with him, to teach him, and whatnot. So that was the thing. And yes, it made me realize that why not, in the absence of our helper at home, why not tell him that it's not just the duty of someone who is employed by you to do the tasks which you should be doing actually for your home, like making up your own bed, like dusting, and because he's just a child, I will not allow him to do many things, but yes, tad bit of things which make him more organized. I thought, why not start with it? And to my surprise, instead of saying no, he enjoyed it, because those were the things earlier were forbidden for him to do, you know. And many of the people can relate to me, and many of you will say otherwise, but that's okay. That's what my thinking is. And so I was really happy when he said, I'm a big helper, and I talked about it a little bit earlier also, that he helped me bake, he helped me make smoothies. So I thought, why not, I should go back to the points which I mentioned, and he started with it, and he enjoyed. And he looks at us cleaning our home these days, so he wants to be a part of it as well. And however, I do not let him do it, because this is the time of his life where he has developed those I can do it myself mama things. So it's better not to let your kids do everything which they want to. Yes, you can ask for their help, and in the things I mentioned, and teaching them about your value systems. Where does your native place, where is your native place, and where do you come from? Why do you switched over? And what are the perks of being an expat, especially in Dubai? So there are a lot of things which UAE has in common with India, and there are so many. Yes, I'm an Indian, by the way, and we hail from the heart of India. So these days I'm teaching him that where your country is, and not all the time your child will be interested in knowing all the facts, but that's how you build scale of learning in your child. That one day my husband just told him in a story that your name is Samarth and your father's name is Rahul, your mother's name is Samriddhi, and uh, you live in Abu Dhabi, but you are from India. Because whenever you'll go to school, there will be days in which people do a culture day, and I just know from my research that in schools all these things happen. So why not teach him about your culture? And uh, and it's not just or during a special day like Independence Day or your Republic Day or your National Day that you should teach about your country, but instead try and talk this thing out to your child on, not on a daily basis, but make it a regularity. Like I told him that there are some festivals in India which we celebrate, and over here he was exposed to celebrating Eid. He already knew, and in India also we celebrate Eid because India is a diverse country. But over here we found out that Diwali is celebrated with more extravaganza than we ever saw in India. So UAE, in fact, is a cosmopolitan place where you not just know about your own culture, you get to know about so many nationalities that I don't think that we all will ever get exposed to in our own home countries. So that was the thing, and he knows that what a UAE flag looks like. He knows what an Indian flag looks like. So these are the two things which I told him, and why a country is different from another. These are the things which I'm working on to tell him these days. Let's see how it goes, but it was just an initiation. So this was the point which you should also try to cater to your children, that why is it important to know your value systems, and what makes a particular person different from another. It's not just the background of your nationality, but how you look at a person is also what makes you stand out amongst the crowd. And let's see how it goes. Third thing, teaching about your religion. Like we are Hindus, and a lot of our friends follow Islam. So he knows that there are prayers which happen, and why do those things happen is a little bit hard for me to explain it to him. But what we tell him is there is one Almighty who listens to you, and whatever things are happening are for your good, and you have to keep your hope alive, and for that you should have someone to look up to, someone to follow the good deeds which they have done. So there are ideals which you worship, and those ideals have some set of thought process which are good for you as a mankind, and how can you be more humane is what the religions tell you. So there are different times, and as India is an agro based country, so there are festivals which are aligned as per our harvest seasons or the change of seasons. So mostly the celebrations happen in the form of change of seasons. So there are two major things in India which we celebrate are Holi and Diwali. And in India, in fact, there is so much diversity that just like Holi, there are people who celebrate Baisakhi, then there is Bihu, and different parts of India have different culture followings. And I see a lot of Maharashtrian friends also I have with me, and those people celebrate some different things, and the baseline is the same, that you are celebrating a season, and then you tend to do a lot of things around it. Like in the Western world, we celebrate Christmas. In fact, I love Christmas, so I celebrate Christmas as well. And my son just loves Santa. And as every kid feels that Santa is for you real, and that is his thought process as well. Sometimes he becomes Santa and he gives us gifts, which mostly are the toys which he holds dear. And it's just his pretend play kind of a thing, but we love it. So he knows a lot about cultures, and that is how you build up. Like we celebrate something, you should celebrate something, because celebration gives us joy. It makes us more together with our family. It is the time, the holidays are the time when you go and meet your families. There is a reason to be together, not just out of formality, but out of affection you do that. And that is what we need to teach our children in a creative way. In fact, those people who might have come up with an idea of celebrating festivals and holidays would be geniuses. I guess those people would be influenced with children somehow, that they should start telling them that these are the ideals, these are the root causes which will lead you to be together with your family, and that is why, these are the reasons why that you should be together with your family. And then third thing is telling them that the do's and don'ts. Sometimes, like a child is there who is still dependent on you. A lot of people know that fact that stranger danger is there. So since my son has not moved out of from our cocoon of say and affection and whatnot, there are so many insecurities I feel as a mother, that I at times become paranoid that what will he do once he starts going out. So those things, you should try to channelize your thoughts in your child in a way that he takes everything. Hi Nab, and he is here again. Say hello.
Hello.
He has to feature in all my videos, right?
Yes.
Say hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. I watch cartoons
Yes, he watches cartoons also.
and toys. Play with the toy and eat chip.
Eat chips.
Yes.
Talk clearly.
And chips.
Okay.
And
It's okay. Will you do some craft?
what's craft?
What craft do you want to do?
Aeroplane craft.
The favorite thing he does in crafts is making airplanes. So we already have shown them how we make airplanes. What else do you want to show?
Buzz Lightyear paper.
Okay, we will make Buzz Lightyear with paper for you. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Say bye.
Bye.
How you will tell them that there are certain people you are not supposed to talk to, or if you feel that you are not confident about talking to those people, what you should be doing. So there are many guidelines that you can follow. I told him about a story of a thing which he is scared of, and I'm not actually trying to force upon any fear inside him, but there are some characters which you repel, and there are some animals that you feel a little bit irk with. So my son at times likes a crocodile, and at times he is afraid of it. It's not just being afraid, instead it is a dislike about him. So I told him a story that there is a bad crocodile who roams around, and he takes children away from their parents. And these people can allure you with telling you that your child is here, sorry, your mother or your father have come. These are, as I told you, that I am at times very paranoid. And when he was around 1.5 year old, he sat there at one store, and we actually could not see where he was, and he just sat inside the rack where dresses for children are there. And I just had really the worst time in my lifetime. I was panicking, I was feeling what has happened to him. So in a creative way, how you can do this, that motivate your child never to lose eye contact with you whenever you are out, or whenever he's on his own. I have a son, that's why it's always male oriented, but it is in fact for all the children over here, be it a girl or a boy. So how you can develop skill sets in him, that you have, there is a certain type of people that if you are not familiar with, you should not be talking to them, because this thing actually is coming from the incident when I felt helpless and what I'll do. I thought through in those 5 minutes when he vanished from my eyesight. So I developed some placard also, which I used to stick on his back till the time he was not able to talk. So in in terms of making them learn in a creative way, what you can do is you can make them learn your names, your contact numbers, and just in case when they are not able to find you, if you are out in place like Global Village, or see, in Global Village, whenever you go, you might have come across some or the other announcement that this child is here and they are looking for this person. It's like everyday event. So mostly the parents are vigilant about their kids, but it does happen. And for thankfully for past all these years, we have not came across with an incident like that again. But you can make your child remember your contact number. You can tell them that whenever they feel a little bit of scared, then they can go to the security people. And in their school hours, they can always say, shout out no loud and clear, and instead of no, shout help. And otherwise there are some danger points which you can say, which will attract a lot of attention from others. Say bomb, why not? It is not a real thing, but the person who is around you will also be taken by shock or surprise. So there are a lot of things which a parent can tell a child just to make them feel secure and how to get out of a troubled situation. And apart from that, yes, I did not complete my story. So there is a bad crocodile which comes over and takes the children away, and it does not let the children meet their parents, and not even meet their friends. He will say, I will give you the foods you like, and try to entice you, or will say that your mother or father knows me and they want me to be around you. And so always tell your child that we will never send anybody without intimating you that you will be taken by them. You know, in UAE such incidents don't happen, but in parts of world we get to know that such incidents do happen, and it makes to the news. So tell them, why not? Because once this lockdown opens, and you will all try to flush out from here to anywhere to travel, and with traveling with kids, it won't happen in too soon, but it will happen. So whenever you are going out, you do not know exactly how the people are there. So why not prepare them? It's not about a daily routine, but yes, whenever you feel, you can just reinforce those thoughts of yours and tell them to be safe. That's all. Don't scare them, but tell that there are stances for which you have to be prepared. We all never prepared for a pandemic like this, right? So there are many things in life which are unexpected, and why not prepare for everything? So from this point comes for telling your children about disaster management. Their children about a 3 year or old or so will not understand this. You have to tell them that just rush. But children above 5 years or so can be taught that. I saw a video about some Japanese people and a part of America where they were preparing children. That if there is a feeling of earth shaking under you, or there is a huge gust of wind coming over, so what you have to do. So children are actually taught about it. And fire preparedness, fire drills do happen in schools, and during this time, why not just pretend play with them and tell them that all such things keep on happening and it's summer time. So how you should not be. Firstly, uh, somewhere or the other, in a month's time, I have read that police have made laws stringent about leaving your child in car. So tell your child that he is not supposed to be inside a car, and he should not go anywhere inside a car or any vehicle when it's summertime. And if you at all are trying to tell them that I'll just rush over and go, uh, make your child prompt you that you should not leave them. So these are a few points which I thought should be the takeaway for today. Apart from that, let me know what else we can talk about, and maybe in coming weeks we'll have a discussion. And thank you so much for listening to me. That's all for today from my side. Thank you.